trained in France with Marc Menot of L'Espérance, Philippe Legendre, and the Pourcel brothers from the Maison Blanche. She has an interest in the history of and evolution of food, and she created a series of 9 meals inspired by old recipes from Mesopotamia, Judean Empire at Belize in Santa Monica, California, from 2009 to 2011. She also has a PhD from INALCO in Paris and teaches ancient Hebrew in the Department of Arabic and Near Eastern Languages at LUB. Her research focuses on applying psychoanalysis to psychoanalysis literature. And because you cooked this wonderful meal and really went out of your way to prepare everything for days on end, we also have a present for you, which is connected and content with this meal and with the conference, and we hope that you like it.
Do you want to introduce Charles? Yes.
Thank you, Bilal. I'm Kirill Dmitriev, and as one of the organizers of the conference, I have a great pleasure to very warm-heartedly, first of all, thank someone without whom this entire event, the conference, nothing would be possible. Bilal, thank you very much. I'm sure everyone will join me. Thank you. It is also my great honor to welcome and introduce to you Charles Perry, who is a graduate of Princeton University and University of California in Berkeley in Middle Eastern Studies. After completing his education, he worked as editor and staff writer at Rolling Stones magazine and Los Angeles Times. He is distinguished writer, editor, and publisher of Arabic cooking books, and actually, as we just mentioned before the dinner, his editions are based on manuscripts. So he's not just translating the cooking books, he's also editing them and bringing them to life again. And this year, very shortly, the 4th cooking book will be published, Kitab al-Bustani al-Habib, with the New York University Press. Dear Charles, thank you very much for making the whole way from Los Angeles to our conference, also not just attending the talks, but also the excursion yesterday, which was in a very hot condition and really tiring, but you made it, and today, thank you very much for introducing this dinner to us. Welcome.
Thank you. I see that the oil-based perfume is now finally on its way around, so everybody will get a chance. Most of the recipes in this banquet come from a book that was compiled in the Abbasid period at the behest of Saif ad-Dawla from the cookbooks of the Abbasid court. Some of them are very elaborate, such as, as we can see, the sikbaj at the end of the meal. Some of them are rather more homey, and they have been very attractively presented by Brigitte here today. I don't believe I can particularly comment on the things that have been presented yet so far. I will make more comments on the entrees as they are made.
Yes, I wanted to talk about, as guests, you should not be aware of any problems we've had. But as most of you are researchers, I can give you a few. We had problems with sikbaj because the recipe is the sikbaj called bid'a for al-amin. It was a huge dish, and we found the dish, but the dish could not go. Well, it could go empty in the room, in the cold room, but it could not go out with things in it because it would have bent over. So we had to find alternatives. So this is not exactly how I had imagined the dish. We have improvised. The rest is pretty much the way I thought it would be. But this, not really. Where is Kafraya? Yes, thank you so much. Where is the Bristol? Nazira, not here. Nazira, Marianne, thank you so much. Thank you. It really was an amazing adventure, and I'm sorry for sending emails in the middle of the night, panicking, saying that I will deliver pizzas instead.
Thank you, Brigitte. I would like to comment on a couple of things that might be hard to recognize here. There is a dish of meat that is sweet and tart. That is the mulahwaja, the sloppy dish, the hasty dish that was beloved by Harun al-Rashid. And so we should eat that with a great deal of respect. And also the lemony dish is the humadiyya. But for the rest, I am as much in awe as everyone else.
May I have your attention once more? It's a great honor and a pleasure at the same time also to introduce to you Professor Vahid Behmardi. Welcome, Vahid. Vahid is a professor of Arabic and Persian literature at the Lebanese American University. Before that, he also taught at the Charles University in Prague and at the American University of Beirut. He's a distinguished scholar and specialist in medieval, both Arabic and Persian literatures, but also a specialist in 19th and 20th century movements in Iran. So you really have this vast scope of scholarship in one person. Thank you very much for joining us tonight and to give us also a scholarly perspective, because this, what all of this happening is actually part of the conference. So don't forget that we are not just eating food, we are experiencing something unique, and very much for making this possible. Thank you.
So thank you, Karen. I was asked to just mention a few words about the Madeira and Sikvaj. Since tonight I'm delighted to experience that live, something that I have been reading about, and teaching for the past 26 years. So two of the very famous literary texts from the Abbasid period in Arabic and from the Seljuk period in Persian are the Al-Maqama Al-Madiriyya by Badi' Zaman Hamadani and Maqama Al-Sikvaj by a Persian author who wrote also Maqamat. His name was Al-Hamid. So in fact, Al-Madeira was known to be an Arabian, typical Arabian dish, which was in fact common in royal courts. And Muawiyah became very famous for that because it was said to be his favorite dish. And usually when he had distinguished guests at his palace in Damascus, he used to order his cooks to prepare Madeira, and it used to be in a very huge pot, and he enjoyed, in fact, putting it far away from his guests, so that when he invites them to eat, he would watch them how they run to the Madeira and start licking their hands and getting the different ingredients from the yogurt. So Madeira comes from the word madara in Arabic, which means to become sour and to become white. And this is related to the yogurt and the color of yogurt in which the Madeira is cooked. And interestingly, al-Madeira started as a very, in fact, sophisticated dish in the Umayyad period, and it included a lot of ingredients. But in the course of time, it started to become more and more simple. That ended nowadays as Lebanon. So labantambo, in fact, is what remained from the Madeira, and also Shishbara and Kusab Laban are also children and descendants of Madeira. On the other side, in fact, the sikbaj was a Persian dish, and the reason why Bilal and Brigitte asked me to talk about these two dishes because several years ago I published, in fact, an article under the title From the Madeira of Baghdad to the Sikbaj of Nishabur. So that's why I had never seen neither the Sikbaj nor the Madeira, although I have written about it. So in fact, interestingly, now when I see the Sikbaj, which is in fact an Iranian dish, and it means in fact vinegar soup. Sik in Persian means vinegar, and ba in Persian is a suffix that indicates to soup. So the word like shorba, it is the Persian word. It is shorba, that means the, in fact, salty soup. So in fact, any salty soup is called shorba, and it's a Persian word. And sikba is in fact the Persian word for the sour soup, because originally it used to be cooked only from vinegar, lamb meat, and saffron and some spices. But contrary to the Madeira, it started to become more and more elaborate when it went to the Abbasid courts. And today, Brigitte made me realize that that simple dish, which was just a soup made of lamb and some spices cooked in vinegar, turned up to be this monstrous figure here in front of us. So in fact, the sikbaj, it seems, went in the course of, towards sophistication, in the course of time, whereas the Madeira went towards simplicity in the course of time. Now I should warn you about one thing. I feel, you know, ethically speaking, I should say that. In the Abbasid period, because in fact the Abbasids disliked Umayyad, and Madeira was the favorite dish of Muawiyah, so there was in fact a popular conviction among people that anyone who eats a Madeira, first of all becomes hypocrite, loses all human virtues, and becomes a very wicked man, and it brings bad omen. So before eating the Madeira, you know, remember that. But the sikbaj is fine. So the Persian dish was fine. So you can in fact enjoy it. And thank you again for inviting me.